come link with your boy, come link. Come and blow some trees with your boy, let's link. We can watch a flick if your boy come link. We can joyride and explore link. Baby, come link with your boy, come link. Come and blow some trees with your boy, let's link. We can watch a flick if your boy come link. We can joyride and explore.
You're now tuned into Linked Up with Lux.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Lux, and today's episode is called The X Factor and the Exit Door. All right? People don't be understanding. You know, when you're dating somebody, you don't have to put up with anything that you don't like. A lot of people, they find themselves in situations where they settle for things or they accept certain things that they know make them feel uncomfortable. For me, I'm not here to fix you. Okay, and you aren't here to fix me. We are here to simply see if we fit. Okay, so I always say, if there's anything that I do that you absolutely hate and I'm not willing to change, you have the right to walk away. I absolutely encourage you to walk away, because if the roles are flipped, if there's things about you that you do or you say or how you act and it's just not for me, or you did something that I just can't sleep at night over it because it's just like, whoa, I'm going to walk away. Now, a lot of people get that confused because they make it seem like, oh, well, if you're so easy to walk away, you're so quick to walk away, you're never going to actually know if that person could have been your person. Hey, you know what? There's a lot of things in life that I can say, woulda, coulda, shoulda, if I stayed, if I didn't, if I, went here, if I went there, if I walked into the store 10 minutes sooner, I would have found the $100 bill. Like, I'm not here to sit here and decipher my choices in life. It is what it is. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it happens, it happens. I mean, I'm not trying to premeditatingly taint anything, but I know things that I don't want to be associated with. I know things that make me feel uncomfortable, and people should respect that. So it's like people be getting it so confused, if it's something that we cannot discuss and literally just, put our differences aside or just meet in the middle, what are we doing? I'm not just going to sit here and accept something about you or your past just simply because you feel that I should, or you feel that I'm not perfect. So who am I to judge you for X, Y, and Z when I did, whatever? It's besides the point, it's just certain things that we as human beings should be able to decide. And that's simply one of them. Don't sit there and try to put up with me and tolerate me and try to force a dynamic or a situation just simply because we cross paths. I mean, you're going to cross paths with many different people in life. And I know a lot of people, they don't like to start over. They don't like the whole process of meeting someone else and, the getting to know each other phase and what's your favorite color and all of that stuff, or just even getting close to someone else. I get that. So you're looking at it like, hey, I have this right in front of me. Why would I let it go? But there's just certain things that you should be able to not accept because you just simply don't want to accept it. Do they smoke cigarettes? Maybe you don't want someone that smokes cigarettes. Maybe you don't want someone who ever smoked at all. Walk away if that's truly something that they're still doing and you don't want to put up with. Are they still talking to an ex? Are they still entertaining someone from their past? Are they sneaky? Are they putting their phone under their pillow? Like, certain things, you have the right to walk away. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. It's no different from if he didn't take you on dates, he didn't buy you flowers, things like that. You should walk away. Again, you would try to communicate and express like, hey, like, what's up with this? Like, you're just not romantic, or because I feel like I'm a romantic person and that's what I expect. You being a woman, that's what you would expect, if that was your particular reality. And if he's just giving you excuses like, I don't have the time, or, I would, or he, loved bombed you in the beginning and he got you, and now the intimacy and the romantic stuff is just minimalistic, It's like you have the right to walk away. And think about how many people don't walk away. They accept things the way that they are. They literally just continue on. Think about how fast a year is already gone by. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year with somebody, and you're not satisfied. They're not checking off your boxes. Hey, you got 1 month to not check off any of my boxes before I officially cut you off and be like, yeah, this ain't working. And that's after communicating certain things or seeing certain patterns or watching how you move and seeing how you think, like you're gone. Let alone, I'm not just going to sit there for let alone a whole year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I'm not just going to sit there and just be like, one day, maybe they'll change, or one day, we should just see where this goes and just, keep worrying about the positive things. No, like we run a strict program over here. I don't care about none of that. If you know that there's things that I don't like or things that trigger me and you still do them, you better believe I'm walking away. There's not that much talking on this planet for me to continuously keep telling you, hey, I don't like this, or this makes me feel uncomfortable, for you to still sit there and be literally doing the same thing. I'm not gonna, make myself miserable trying to deal with it just simply because you're not willing to be who I want you to be, Like, we can even get specific, let's talk about the X factor. Like, if you're dating someone who stays in close contact with an ex and that's a hard no for you, don't make it a year-long argument if they're not willing to change and you're not willing to accept it. The exit door is right there. The same goes, honestly, for being too friendly with the opposite sex. One person calls it social, the other person calls it disrespectful. Neither of you is necessarily wrong. You're just incompatible. That's it. You're just incompatible. So stop trying to force a square peg into a round hole. It's just, if the price of admission to get a relationship is changing who you fundamentally are, the cost is too high. It's just so wild because a lot of us, we've been taught that fighting for love means staying in situations that make us feel uncomfortable. And I 100% disagree with that. 100%. It's like, I think fighting for love means protecting your peace enough to say, hey, I like you, but I don't like how this feels. If there's something I do that you don't like, I'm not going to beg you to stay. I'm going to open the door for you because I'll rather be alone and authentic than in a relationship where I'm being managed or monitored. So don't settle for a project when you could be looking for a partner. And that's what a lot of people do. They get people and they feel like, hey, this is new to me. I've been looking for you for a long time. I finally have someone that I can, try to build a romantic, situation with. My family is putting pressure on me. They're wondering when I'm going to bring somebody home. So you feel like, okay, this is my chance. This is my playground. I'm going to build this. I'm going to build this sandcastle so high, because I'm not going to fail. No one's going to knock down my sandcastle. Like, I don't care if it's imperfect. I'm going to do whatever I can. So then that way, they can't judge me. That way, I can be in a relationship. Finally, it's been so long. I'm seeing people on social media, this is finally my chance. And what helps people really think that? It's simply the whole fact that everybody thinks, well, no relationship is perfect. How many times have you heard that? No relationship is perfect. Oh, if you walk away so soon, you're not even willing to try. You're not even willing to try. I choose peace. I ain't gonna lie to you. I choose my peace over everything. And I feel like for me, it's easier for me to say because I've been through multiple romantic situations. And I've seen the different incompatibilities with different women that I've experienced, So it's like, for me, I've been through this before. I've given people chances before. I've tried to look over certain things before, and it never made me feel good in the end. And you're still gonna have people who come into your life and say, oh, well, I'm not your ex. I'm not your ex. I'm not the people from the past. Yet somehow, ironically, they always end up proving to be exactly like the person from your past or worse. So I don't care when people try to judge me and try to make me feel bad about how I move. I am choosing peace. If I can't meet you where you are, where we are, and you can't bring me peace off bat, I don't want it. I don't care about what it could be. I don't care about how beautiful our, love story can be if we struggle and make it out the mud. I don't care about none of that. And I'm not saying, oh, well, to mess with me, to date me, you got to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect, because it is true when they do say that not every relationship is perfect. No relationship is perfect. You're going to argue. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have situations where you're just not seeing eye to eye. And some people in that situation would say, so why would you walk away? It's not even just about that. I know where I am in life. I know where I want to go. And I'm not going to let anybody be the reasoning that I'm knocked off my grind. I'm not focused because I'm too busy worrying about relationships. I'd rather worry about getting some money. I'd rather worry about making sure my kids are good. I'd rather worry about making sure I can buy a house in the future and that I'm stable and that I'm secure than to sit there and bicker back and forth about dating and love. And like, we're not in middle school anymore. This isn't high school. We're not sitting on the phone with our feet dangling kicked up in the air, twirling our hair, talking to our crush because we don't have no responsibilities in life. Like, you got to get with the program. I'm not here to teach anyone. I'm not here to baby anyone. And that's not to say that you can't learn from me, because you absolutely can, vice versa, but I'm not going to sit here and keep giving my time and energy to the next person and the next person and to the next person when they're obviously doing things that I'm uncomfortable with. Like, if you're new, that is your chance to show me right then and there from the beginning, is this gonna work? And if you can't do that, then it's okay, because guess what? I'm gonna choose peace. You should have moved a little bit more calculated in the beginning, but at the end of the day, be who you are. So if who you are makes me feel uncomfortable, what are you going to do about that? Just simply accept that we are not compatible, and it's okay. It's okay to walk away from things that make you feel uneasy. It's okay to walk away from things that trigger you. It's okay to choose your peace over anyone else or any dynamic or any relationship. It's okay. Stop feeling as if you are going to be judged. It is what it is. This is your life, your rules, your choices. You don't have to deal with anybody. It even goes as far as if you got someone that talks to you crazy. You don't have to put up with that. They put their hands on you. You don't have to put up with that. Like, they're not supportive of your dreams. You don't have to put up with that. So stop sitting there trying to tell people, oh, well, you're going to have your ups and downs and nothing is perfect. And, if you're never going to know if it could have been, I could care less. I could care less if it's not helping me. If you're not helping me right now in any shape or form, it doesn't even have to be financially. If you're not helping me, by being supportive or helping me pursue my dreams and being there. And of course, it's going to be a two-way street, if I actually, do genuinely support what you got going on. But if you're just there in my life, you're just taking up space. Like, what are we doing? I could be broke by myself. So what do I need you to be broke with me? And again, people are going to get it confused. Well, again, you got to go through things to build, a good, strong relationship. And then in the future, you're going to be like, oh, we made it through that. I get that. Because again, for the 10th time, no relationship is perfect. I get it. Some people want somebody they can literally struggle with. I'm not that person. Like, if you're broke, I'm broke. What we doing? I need to get my life together. Like, if we're not offering other benefits, like you're nurturing, you're caring, you're supportive, I actually can, see that you're genuinely invested into our relationship. That's different, because relationships, you're going to hit those rocks. You're going to hit those little bumps in the road. You're going to go over those little obstacles. So again, if we are starting off and I'm like, hey, I'm struggling, and you're like, hey, I'm struggling too. It's like, okay, cool. We can both choose to merge each other into each other's lives and just be struggling together. Hey, maybe we might figure it out. We might, come up with a master plan. But why? Why? You're just taking up space. You're just taking up space. And it's just like, I don't know why y'all do that. Like, y'all need to work on yourselves so then that way when you meet that person that is compatible for you, you're already ready to go. You're prepackaged. Like, hey, this is what I got to offer. This is what I got going on. I need somebody who's on my level, not somebody that you have to lift up. And a lot of people who do start with that high, mentality and value where they already have things together, what happens when they end up messing with somebody who doesn't? You end up either A, being their mommy daddy to a grown adult. So now you're paying for their bills, their responsibilities. They're leaning on you. And if you got kids, that's even worse because you taking care of 2 kids or however many kids you got plus your new addition. So why? Why even do that? Like, I don't care about people talking about, well, you never know what people are going through. It's not your job to uplift anybody. I get it. Life is tough. But think about anyone who has tried to say, hey, I was there for this person when they had nothing. I uplifted them. Usually women always say, and even men, usually always end up saying they didn't appreciate it. They were still talking to other people. They took you for granted. They thought they were finessing you. Like, what's the benefit for you other than being a genuinely good person? Put yourself first. Learn how to walk away. If someone is not helping you, you need to walk away. You can do whatever you want to do with your life, but I just want you to really just think about it. The exit door is right there. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you have to literally carry the weight of not only your life, your problems, and another grown adult who can't communicate, who barely can take care of themselves, who you have to tell, that they should schedule doctor's appointments or, simple stuff that you would think a grown adult would know. You're sitting there doing it for them or having to coach them, whatever, 25 years old, 30 years old, 23 years old. Like, you still ain't figured that part about life yet, the basics? Come on, put yourself first, learn how to walk away, and know your worth. Never settle. And don't let anyone try to tell you or make you feel bad about you walking away from them not being what you need or desire. You have the right to be able to be like, yeah, you smoke. I'm cool on that. You drink too much. I'm cool. You vape. I don't want that. You still talk to your ex. I'm not interested. You still like people's pictures on Instagram and you're sitting there trying to play in my face and make it seem like it ain't what it is. I'm cool on that. Oh, you and your ex did this and that. I didn't know about that. That doesn't really sit right with me. I'm cool. Oh, you had a crazy past. I'm actually fine on that. I'm good. Learn how to walk away. Because at the end of the day, you are the prize. Say it with me. I am the prize. And you should not let anyone strip you of that title. Either they get with your program or they fall back, but it ain't your problem to worry about nobody else's problems. And it ain't nothing worse than having a grown person crying to you like you they mama and they daddy about their reality that they created. Learn how to walk away. It's your boy Lux. I'm out.